Powerful Posse, and welcome back to my channel, Purple RX. It is Renata, your friendly and resourceful PharmD, here to help you navigate this health and wellness system with all the information everybody wants to give and tell you what's for you, when it's part of your job to figure out what's for you and what's not for you, because everything is not for you and you aren't for everything. So I know it's been a while. Yesterday I didn't record. It was my birthday. Talk about some things that really have been on my mind. We need to stop demonizing natural medicine, alternative medicine, all of those medicines that we like to talk about. Herbal medicine isn't anything. We need to stop demonizing any of that community, because again, just because it's not for you does not mean it does not help somebody else. Just because you can't see the benefits of it does not mean other people have not seen the benefits to it, and it has not helped them heal, help their body come back to the best that it's been, or help them along their journey. And the reason I say these things is because as a pharmacist, I see medication. Every second something's passing through my hands, especially when I was in hospice, and especially being in hospice and long-term care. Some of those patients had 30, 40, 50 pills. And a lot of people are seeing that from their parents, from their grandparents, and just seeing that they're inundated with all these pills as the cure or help for whatever is ailing them. That is not always the answer, and it may not be the best answer for everybody because of how things happen and how your body is. And I say we shouldn't demonize another community, because a lot of times in the medical industry, some people would be like, oh, herbal medicine, that doesn't really work. Oh, that's killed somebody. Medicine has killed somebody too. Somebody has died from something one way or the other at some point in time. From, it could be medicine, it could be natural medicine, it could be just their own choices. But we have to allow people to make their own choices. But this takes people to know their own body, really, to get into herbal medicine and other natural forms and alternative forms of medicine. And we shouldn't even demonize it, one, because the medicine that you take, most of that has been derived from plants, herbs, something that they have taken and extracted because eating that raw plant may have hurt you in some way, and they extract it to make a pill, or they mimic the actual makeup of it and simultaneously change it to make something that they feel as better for humankind. I am never going to down medicine. I'm not going to, because one, I have to be on it for the rest of my life at this point. It's not like they've taught me how to grow my own kidney and fix the gene right now that's going on with them in my family, or that was switched on, that breaks my kidney down. So since they haven't gotten to that point, at this point, my only avenue to survive is taking a compliment to bring down my immune system so that it won't attack this kidney that's helping me to survive, that I thank my aunt for every day. And I say that because taking medicines long term can change you. It can change your body. It can change how your body reacts to things. It can change how your body just is. My skin is different because immunosuppression meds that I take. It's more of like a little bit more translucent. You can see my veins now. My skin turgor is very different. A lot of things in my body, my body has become so much more sensitive to a lot of things. So demonizing herbal meds, which have helped me in a lot of ways, finding ways like decreasing inflammation that have come from foods that I may encounter, or other things that I may encounter, or my body being under stress. So we cannot start demonizing a community that we don't fully know. One reason they also demonize the whole community is because, yes, they're like, oh, there's no evidence, there's no test, there's no this, there's no that. You don't have a big study of people. And you haven't had a big study of people because you got to remember, one, it takes a lot of money to put into a study, a lot of time. And who's funding that? With somebody who's Native American, or who is from another country like Africa or the Caribbean, and they have experienced the benefit of those things, how are we to take that away from somebody or say that what they're experiencing is invalid? You can't do that to somebody, and you can't say what has held them and helped them as invalid. We can't do that. And why would God make something naturally and it'd be like, that's not good for me? Maybe the way we use it may not be good for us, or the way it's extracted may not be the best for us, but we can't sit here and say something that has been made for health and for benefits, that it can automatically just be bad for us. It just may not be for you, and it may not be the avenue that is best for your body or what your body responds to. But for the most part, we have to stop demonizing that community and saying, well, I don't see evidence. There's evidence, and there's been evidence that we see in some drugs, and we don't see things till later. Like Remember those Risperidone commercials? Well, if your son is getting boobs, blah, 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 wah, wah. Great, the drug did some things for children and other people. And then now all of a sudden they're seeing things after years of having that drug and it's affecting people. So we can't just knock here and say studies are great and studies have all the answers, or especially not if we don't know the details of that study, or just saying that this is going to be great for everybody. Medicine should be based off that person's needs, the way that person's body reacts, even the genetics of it, the epigenetics, where you've grown up, where you're from, the area that you're from, the area history of your family also has a lot to do with it, because that has a lot to do with what your body will absorb, what your body will react to, and what your body will love or dislike, because it maybe hasn't been introduced to that, or it's never been around that, or never experienced that. So things like, if you've never experienced something, your body's going to have a reaction. Your body could have something go crazy. So if we don't fully know, we have to stop demonizing a community. We have to stop saying this community is bad, this community is no benefit to medicine, especially when there have been roadblocks and hindrances. The herbal community, as well as alternative medicine community, which is the herbal community, is a part of the alternative medicine community. They just get a bad rap, again, because of, well, there's no evidence, well, there's no this. When you're blocked by Big Pharma or blocked by a conglomerate that has all this money to block you, to say that your work isn't legitimate, to say that what you're doing is not real or it's not going to do anything, which kind of makes no sense. What do you think? It's kind of like somebody who is a popular person puts the gossip out about this new person, or about this person that's been around, older person, and they put that gossip out and say this person's that, this person's this. And then when you go talk to this person like, yeah, I transferred from this school, I had this go on because of this, and this. And it's like, well, that's not the story they're telling. They're telling a different story. And we have to stop believing a story that somebody else tells us. And we have to start now asking questions to everybody, not just one person, but seeing both sides and understanding both sides. Understand somebody that's taking an alternative medicine, or go speak to an alternative medicine doctor, as well as speak to a regular doctor. But they need to be working more in combination, because a combination of Western medicine as well as Eastern or alternative medicine can really benefit somebody more. It can reduce their need to actually take more pills, which could have side effects, as well as allow their body to get to what the root cause is. Maybe it is inflammation, that you do have stress, or something that you thought was great for your body and it was going to work really isn't going to work. And those are things that we have to take into account. Alternative medicine really does take into account of your body makeup, knowing your body, knowing the actual mineral content and what is really going on underneath, rather than, and I'm not saying Western medicine does that, but Western medicine does that to a certain extent. And when you get into alternative medicines, they do that to a whole different extent, and they can do full body scans in a different way. And I believe these communities need to work in conjunction. And there are some doctors that do want to work in conjunction with alternative medicine doctors. And those are things that we have to take into account. And stop, just because somebody said one thing does not mean that that's how it is going to work for you, or work for them, or work for somebody else. And we have to stop looking at things in that way. And I speak this myself because I've been in medicine, and now I've also seen benefits of herbal medicine. And I just want the two to come together and people to understand this is not about one is better than the other. This is not about just because this one has more evidence, it's going to be more right. It may be a little bit more consistent in some way, but some other things might be consistent with it, like side effects, maybe not even really helping you. Alternative medicine can be something preventative for that, or helpful for that. We can't look at one community and say one community is better than the other. We just have to stop demonizing one and really look at the full picture. Because what's for me is going to be very different than what'll work for your body. I've had friends, sensitive. Why did I say sensitive? Who says sensitive? Ain't no Sue. Sensitive, highly sensitive. Ibuprofen, if they take 600, they're knocked out and in bed. That doesn't happen to every other people. A lot of other people in America who have been experiencing that since they were young. A lot of those people are like, my body can't take this. A lot of people feel different when they're taking antibiotics. Say, I take Levaquin. I may not get that muscle ache or get that side effect, but somebody that might be Native American or from another country or a certain area, may not take that, and it's really intense for their body, even at a low dose. And we have to take those things into account, and we have to look at those things, and we have to stop judging, demonizing, saying something is wrong when we really don't know, whether you're in the medical community or not. Start looking at a bigger picture, because the bigger picture is everybody is different. Everybody's not going to react the same. No matter how many studies you do, everybody's not going to react the same. Because you got to remember, most of those studies are very generalized. And there's maybe for a year or two, and they actually look at, is it safe? Is it efficacious? Which means, does it give an effect? And the effect could be big or small, but enough effect. And the thing is, they'll look at some people and say, oh, there was no effect. Oh, there was no this. So sometimes they're looking for general and specific things when it comes to studies or when it comes to things happening. And then you forget who is paying for this study. So we have to get out of, this is a bad community. They don't know what they're talking about. This is not right. This is only this. This is how we X people out. This is how we lose compassion and empathy and understanding other people and knowing what is important to that person. Let me understand it. Why is that important? Why does that work for that person? Why maybe that'll work for me? Because as you can see, our environment needs to change. I'm in Texas, so there have been fungal strains that have, I guess, killed a couple of patients. Let me not quote that wrong. They've harmed a couple people or bitten a couple of people, and there is no antifungal because there's been an overuse of antifungals in this Western world, because we just write a script for just about anything really quick because we think that's always the answer. There have been multiple prescriptions written for antifungals, like, oh, here you're taking an antibiotic, here's an antifungal so that you don't get a yeast infection. Here's an antifungal so that you don't get this or get that. And so when people are taking all those, you're gonna find these resistant strains to antifungals. So what is the answer? Stronger meds? Maybe that's too intense for our bodies. Maybe we need to look at natural antifungals, tea tree oil, or even coconut oil, making a small mixture that might take a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit longer. We want things so quickly. It might take a little bit longer, but in effect, you won't have to worry about anything, or it'll actually help and have benefits to it along with it, giving you more nutrient content, giving you more things that you need within your body to help you fight those things and help your body heal. That's what we also have to look at. And that is a part of herbals, and that is a part of alternative medicine, because it's not just one pill is going to fix everything. It's a mind game, and a mind game is also a part of your body's immune system, a part of your body healing itself. And we can't keep demonizing communities or saying they're wrong, they don't have this. Open your ears to some things, open your mind, start seeing. You don't have to believe everything or believe in everything. And just because somebody comes in with some things different, this is something I had to learn, does not mean you're right and they're wrong. It's not a right and wrong. It's this way works for me and this way doesn't work for you. And a relationship that I am has helped me to see this. Just because I do it one way and somebody else does it another way does not mean he's wrong. He gets to the same objective, or that person can get to the same objective as I am. May take them longer, but there could be more benefits with the length of time. It may be quicker, but there could be side effects. It may be both. It may be either one. Anything can happen. It may go quick and there's no problems at all. But it doesn't mean mine is better than his. It's different. It's something that's alternative to it. It's something that's different that works for him. It allows his brain to see and understand and get it. That's just his style. That's something he learned. And that's also the way we have to see medicine. That's also the way we have to see alternative medicine and all these other things that are coming in. Because you got to realize alternative medicine was here way before Western medicine. Yes, some people might have died, but there's a lot of misuses. Just like there's misuses in Western medicine, there were misuses in herbals. There were misuses in those communities. Pharmacy community, it started with snake oils and lies and games. Come on. Well, I'm not going to go there. But it started with snake oils and saying this potion was going to work and it really didn't work. Or this was going to do something and it really didn't do anything. We have to be careful of how we're programmed, because a lot of times we're programmed based off of what other people say. It's time for you to make the decision for your life and see things different. Make the decision that what's best for you. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. And you can't be like, well, if I do it this way, I'm going to die. You don't know, because if you do it that way, you could die too. There is no perfectly right or wrong way to do that and to take care of your body. Everybody's different. Everybody reacts to something different. Their bodies react to something different. So we have to start looking at things differently. And we can't keep demonizing a community of even herbals, because I couldn't demonize it because that was one of the things that they taught us. We had to take a whole year of herbals and understanding how herbals are going to interact with medicine and how herbals can even help or benefit or take away from whatever it can do, take away from medicine. We have to be careful about how we see things. And I hope on this channel that you don't come saying, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong. This just may not be for you, so you can go on to the next. Because again, I'm here to help you find out what's for you and how to look at things and maybe look at alternatives to something that you thought would work for you and it's no longer working. Please continue to join me, guys. I thank you for listening. You know I'm over here talking about everything in the holistic spectrum and looking more so at medicines. I'm not strong into medicine, which I can bring up. I'm not strong into medicine because I feel like every channel is talking about this is the medicine to take, that's to take. You got a doctor here, you got a doctor there. You got everybody in Western medicine here telling you what to do. And there's a lot of herbal and alternative people within our community. I just want to give you insight on how to look at both and how to use both. And if they interact or if they don't interact, if this herbal interacts with the medicine, how is that going to help you and benefit you and allow you to see, okay, I take this med. This herbal may not be the best for me, or this is how I need to look at it. Or maybe I need to take my time, talk to my doctor, talk to my healthcare professional, and we can go through it a little slight experimental phase. Because again, even herbals will find out that herbal just may not be for you. It may not react to you, but it could have helped your brother or your cousin, or it could have helped somebody, a friend of yours. So take your time. I hope you come back and listen. And I'm going to get back to my regular scheduled program. We're going to have a Mineral Monday again because it's important to know the minerals of your body. And we're going to get back to Weed Wednesday. And it might even be a Weed Thursday. And I'm going to add in herbals so that we can go through these things and understand them and know our bodies and the choices that are best for us. So thank you guys. I appreciate you coming here to listen and take your time with me. You guys have a nice day. Remember, everything is not for you and you aren't for everything. So have a nice day.